your single biggest challenge for 2022, what is it?
Yeah, I think personally speaking, like last year was kind of like the launch of Stacks and just getting some of those foundational things in. And 2022 is the growth of Stacks, right? Like so, I Stacks is a decentralized ecosystem, right? There are 30 plus companies, independent miners, and all of that. And I run a dev tooling company, and I think we are getting a ton of traction on our dev tools and basically scaling that up, like keeping up with the growth and scaling that out. Like that's basically the number one thing. And then enjoying the ride, right? Like I'm, as I said, like this is not a company. This is a decentralized ecosystem. I'm not in the driving seat. I'm one of the passengers sitting with the community. And I think enjoying the ride and basically seeing where this goes, and then playing my part. Like my company plays like, you know, a role in the ecosystem, and we want to make sure we play our role to the best of our abilities.
It beats academia, doesn't it?
For sure. Like I think this crypto was a rabbit hole I discovered in 2013, and this is like what nine years in, and it's only getting deeper. It's only getting more interesting, and I don't think I could have ever asked for a more exciting area to work in.
Yeah, I mean, look, big respect. You spent a lot of time at Princeton, what, '03, 11 to 17, getting what, like bachelor's, master's, PhD in computer science. That probably does really help you in what you did. But at the same time, I think you also realize that the real world happens out there in the business place. Seems like you enjoy that quite a lot, maybe a
Yeah,
bit
yeah. So
more.
my undergrad was in Pakistan,
Oh
but my
yeah,
master's and PhD was at Princeton, and I think like I was always attracted by being at the cutting edge of research, but research that can be commercialized, right? Because I find that to be the real test. If something actually has an impact on the real world and gets commercialized, that actually means that it was a breakthrough technology, right? If it stays in the research lab, then it was kind of like a theoretical idea. And I think grad school and universities, um, I do think like 10, 20 years ago, they were probably like a better place to do that. Like, you know, it would have like a Bell Labs kind of a feeling from there. But over time, I think that the amount of capital available and the amount of talent available just in the tech industry is far greater than these universities at this point, right? So you can have like a ton more capital much more quickly. You can hire the best people in the world and kind of like do the same thing, like what we built, like or in between, like raising capital in 2017 and launching it in early 2020. Like what we did was basically like fundamental research. Like we're inventing a new programming language, we're inventing new consensus algorithms, we are actually building out the public infrastructure, right? And then we got real users there. That's the thing. Like at a university, we might have just invented the programming language and the consensus algorithm on a research paper with a prototype. But I think it's much more exciting to actually build it out and actually get real users on it and have an impact on the real world.
yeah. And in the blockchain space, it happens so fast. And I was talking to John Woo of AVAX a couple weeks ago, and he said, Brian, we're cutting out the VCs. You come straight to us. We'll give you the funding. We'll give you the customers. We'll give you the layer one. Let's go. And again, I can see the people in Silicon Valley still trying to figure out, what Web 3.0 is. So it's an interesting space. It's exciting. It's moving fast. I can tell by your smile that you're enjoying being here, which is great. Final thoughts, just for anybody out there, on what you're doing at Stacks or the future or Bitcoin, just anything that comes to mind.
I would say that today, building on Bitcoin is the contrarian bet. Like a lot of there actually is consensus, industry consensus, in like, hey, look, Bitcoin is just kind of like digital gold and it's going to do its own thing, and a lot more exciting things are going to happen elsewhere. And I think whenever something becomes generally accepted consensus, that means that people are wrong. And somewhere out there, there are contrarians who are doing really interesting things that will be unexpected. And I would encourage people to be the contrarians and to actually do more independent thinking to see like, hey, what exciting things are going to come out of Bitcoin that you're not expecting. And I think if you want to learn more about it, you should see what's happening in the Stacks ecosystem.